So you know when EVS arrives somewhere, it's always a bit more of equipment needed. So my name is Mokallai. I'm based in Munich, Germany. I started like 25 years ago on broadcast in various positions, from audio engineer, audio assistant, to vision mixer, of obviously EVS, but also directing. And now for a couple of years, I'm part of EVS because they made the move, or made me move out of freelancing for 25 years into the position of now VP live production. And not only 2024 is an important year for Bundesliga, of course, with 60 years, but also EVS turns 30 this year. And why EVS is, of course, a trusted partner for Bundesliga. This comes because of the reliability of the system, but also, and that's the reason why we're here today, it's about the innovation. And what drives innovation? Innovation is, of course, a business driver. For some companies, it's because we want to increase the quality, especially if you see the US leagues, NFL, NHL. They always strive for the best quality output they can get, and that's where innovation is needed. But there is a different innovation driver, of course, and we all know that, which is cost. So innovation, AI, needs to cut down cost because we all want basically to have more cost efficiency. Some companies want more innovation to create more revenue. Some companies are stuck with their revenue, with their subscription and all of this, and need to cut down costs. So at EVS, we try to serve both at the same time, of course. We not only have the products which basically everybody here should know, which are on the trucks, replay servers and replay systems in general to create highlights. But we also have a large media asset management. We have a large and very powerful media infrastructure department. And as this year is 2024 with big events, also here innovation is very much needed. Now, this innovation, which I want to show you today, is based on different factors and different revenue outputs. So Peter, if you can come here. And Sharp, can you please, on the LEDs, put my output, please? So what I have first here is the LSM via remote. So the LSM remote has been used by, I would say, 5-digit thousand operators across the world. It's still in use every single day, from 2-camera productions to the World Cup finals. So we do the whole range every day of productions. And one of my goals at EVS was to create a new system which operators know for 20 years, and some operators have never even worked on a different system. And now we want to change this. How do we do that? It's partly innovation, partly keeping what they have. It's the same bat they know, the town they know, the food they know. So you need to keep innovation also in a range that operators still feel very comfortable. But one thing, especially in the EVS world, is based around replays, of course. So what you see here in the back, of course, are these nice-looking, super slow-motion shots everybody loves. What you might not know is that the content of these cameras is not high frame rate. So these are cameras from the pitch here right now, but they all run in very smooth pictures in super slow motion. This is innovation coming from EVS. This is called extra motion. This is a process which takes 5 seconds to turn every single camera you have on the pitch into a super motion camera. Because there are a lot of constraints when it comes to super motion cameras. One is, of course, budget. So if you're in the US and you have unlimited budget, maybe. But you have specialty cameras where you have pylon cameras, in-goal cameras, where you have cameras in the curbs on a track field, a jib, which cannot be super motion that easy or not at all. So this is where extra motion comes in. Or if you have a 5, 6, 7 camera, camera production, and you don't have the chance, because of your budget, to turn these cameras into super slow motion. So this is where our innovation kicks in. It's not about for the sake of innovation, it's to create value. Because everybody wants that value. Everybody wants these pictures. Now, this content we created here. I created it, let's say, a couple of minutes ago. But XtraMotion is in use across the world already. So we do the NASCAR series. We did Super Bowl. We go into these small, big events, 2024. One happening in in Germany. One happening in France. And customers appreciate that actually we as EVS lose a bit of revenue because, of course, we want to sell servers and server channels and all of this. And this actually reduces the amount of channels. But this is the innovation we want to drive forward. The fact that major leagues, and also, for example, Formula 1, goes with XtraMotion shows us that we are on the right way. So if you've seen the races this year, I'd say 50% of the replays at least have already been XtraMotion. So this is only one of the pieces we have in terms of innovation for basically every single production. But that wouldn't stop at sports. It also goes into entertainment, where you don't have normally the budget to have super motion cameras everywhere, because that also works with post-production. So this is something we want to show you, and especially also on our booth, that you can see how fast this turnaround is. Another effect I want to show you is this. So we had our colleagues from ARRI here, and as much as we all like their lenses, and as much as we all like this super look of their cameras, which I love too, to be fair, but again, we go in the same direction of infrastructure constraints, budget constraints, feasibility. So what you see here is the camera coming directly into the EVS system. And what we created with XtraMotion is basically a GPU outpost out of our server to transform content by GPU. So this content here has a shallow depth of field. But this is not a ARRI lens in that case. It's a regular lens. So we can create this effect on the fly and can get your productions this nice-looking effect basically just with a GPU acceleration. This is embedded in our XtraMotion suite and can basically be tested everywhere. It's another step of innovation. That's the pure quality one. Another effect I want to show you, this is a POC we just did, is this. So what you see on the left side is basically a PGM of a slalom. What you see on the right side is if that picture was cropped 9:16 for social media, Instagram, whatever you want to do it on social media. But the magic happens here. This is something we can do on the fly. And this is a 9:16 center cropping for then that you can put, let's say, the content we already have on our EVS servers and have it for you to be output on social media. So you see and we have one of our engineers here. Thanks for that, Tom. This is something where we go way beyond replays. Of course, we make replays out of this, and we make super nice 6x super motions out of this. But this is an effect which every broadcaster can use because that social media output can create additional revenue. This is just a POC to show what we are able to be doing. And we have a lot more of these effects in the pipe because that's exactly where we are going. Replay is one thing, but now creating with the replay, the emotion, the additional revenue is our way forward. Now, the last thing I want to show you, and Sharp, if you could go to the LSMVIA client, please. Thank you very much. What you see here is a combination between being a director and being a replay operator. So a director has the, say, cherry on the cake, that a director sees all camera angles at the same time. The downside is a director can never go back in time. So a director always has the live output and has to decide what the viewer wants to view at home. So the storytelling happens in live, and then, in addition, with replay operators. The replay operator can go back in time, but normally only on 1 or 2 channels, so program and preview, at the same time. But what happens if I want to compare these angles one against another? What happens if I don't know if our beloved camera personnel did a pan after 5 seconds? We don't know. So what you see here is called multi-review. And multi-review enables you, what you see here are all the camera inputs we have on that server, but it can be expanded to 48 on one client. But actually, we have a setup where we have 300 inputs. And what I can do here is just start browsing. And I go back on all camera angles at the same time. What that means is, for the first time, I can actually compare replay angles one against another. And now I can select what I want to do with them. Do I want to select certain angles? I want to create a clip out of it. I can put them directly into a playlist. I can export them to wherever I want. I can put them into extra motion. So this is a system which is not dedicated to replay operators only, but it's for producers, it's for assistant directors, it's for replay coordinators. They all can use this system to do an editorial check of the content you have on site. Because these layouts we have here can be adapted. So Formula 1, for example, has a layout where they only show the first corner with all the onboards they have and all the cameras in the first turn. Why? Because it's pretty clear that at turn 1, something will happen. So that means they have everything inside. They also have, for example, a view with all the onboard cameras. So that means you can compare each and every angle against another. And this is seamlessly embedded into the LSMVIA system. There is no additional hardware needed, and you can just use it out of the box. This is, for us, innovation. Innovation brings value. Innovation gives you the opportunity to have the same quality output with less budget, or if you're on the lucky side and have more than enough budget, to further enhance your productions with these products. Visit us at the booth. Visit us at IBC. We're also at NAB, of course, if you have the time, and come to us. And we're looking forward to talking to you. Thank you very much, everybody.